Here we are, the chess of the day. So today is March 31st, and this is chess of the day that I do once a day. And what I do is I play a game of classical chess, and then I maybe show a few other chess variants along with it, but I usually start with standard chess. But first, I want to call your attention to something on my Lichess profile here. If you look at my bullet rating, my bullet is exactly 1,000. And I just thought, my rating is exactly 1,000. I don't want to win or lose any games of bullet because I want my rating to stay at exactly 1,000. And so I'm going to show you how if you go to the main homepage, if I were to do a quick pairing of bullet, these are all rated games. But if I wanted to do an unrated game of bullet, here's what I would do. I would choose standard, and I would choose casual, and then I would choose, notice how the rating changes at the bottom below the king symbols based on the time control. So in other words, if I set 2 minutes, if I set 2 minutes, it's 1,000. If I set any higher, it goes to blitz. Okay, I did not mean to right click there. So let's say if I set a 2-minute casual bullet chess game, then my rating will show as 1,000 because my bullet rating is exactly 1,000, which, keep in mind, I know is not a good rating, but it's 1,000, which is a really awesome number. And for bullet, 1,000 is not that bad because thinking on high pressure is actually really hard at that time control. Bullet chess is actually kind of hard, because I like to think about my moves. So I'm just going to show you a casual bullet game with 2 minutes on each clock. We're going to do a casual 2-minute casual bullet game. Okay, here we go. We got that. We got the Queen's Gambit. Okay, interesting. We're going to do that. Then we're going to do... Okay, then, let's defend that pawn with that. All right, then let's get this knight out here. Okay, interesting. Okay, now we're going to scare that. Oh, okay, we're going to capture the bishop. We're just going to capture the bishop because we can do that now. My opponent just resigned. Now, here's the thing is, when you're playing a casual game, the thing that's important is when you're playing a casual game and you're not trying to increase or decrease your rating, win or lose doesn't matter because it doesn't affect your rating. Then you only win or lose for your personal satisfaction. So here's the thing. Like I've said before, ratings don't matter very much. I just think it's cool that my rating is exactly 1,000. So I will probably be playing unrated bullet chess games with a 1,000 rating. And look how I won that one. My opponent resigned. And so here's what psychologically, I know this makes almost no sense, but for me it does, is that when you're playing unrated casual games, when you're playing a game over the board against a person, there's no ratings. And when you're playing a casual game on Lichess where there's no ratings, you can play more relaxed because without your rating on the line, thinking, oh man, my rating will go lower if I lose. I find that I play better in casual games, which is bizarre because I want to play better in rated games, obviously, because I'm trying to increase my classical rating. So with that being said, let's try going to a standard rated classical game. We're going to just do a quick pairing. We're going to do classical because I like to play classical. My personal goal is to get my rating to 2,000. Now, if I go above 2,000, great. But if I ever reach exactly 2,000, not 2001, not 1999, but exactly 2,000, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play casual games and have a rating of exactly 2,000 forever. That's what I'm going to do, basically. That way, my bullet rating will always be 1000. My classical rating will always be 2000. And then what will I do with my blitz and rapid ratings? Oh, my opponent never made their move. Yeah, my opponent just never made their move. Okay, that's fine. Time for a new opponent then. We have to have one opponent. We have to have one rated classical game each stream. That's the chess of the day. That is the challenge of the chess of the day. That's what we got going on. That's my personal goal. Like I said, I'm trying to get 2000 of classical rating as my goal. But as far as blitz and rapid go, I think what I'll do is I'll aim to just have 1500. Like, what if I just have 1500 in blitz and rapid? What if I did that? And because okay, here's what you may not know this if you haven't played chess on Lichess, but 1500 is the rating when you first start. Your rating is 1500 in all of the chess variants, all of the chess time controls for standard chess. So if I were to have my like say my blitz rating be exactly 1500, then I would look like a new player who is totally new and who had not played much chess, when in fact I'm actually much more experienced. So that would just be kind of cool psychologically. People would be like, how is this 1500 person playing so well? You know what I mean? That's kind of what would be funny about it, I think. But maybe that's just my thinking because I'm a psycho. I don't know. I don't know what it is. That's just the way I like to think. Like, because I think that people they expect a person with a higher rating to play better. Now, in general, that's true, but there's certain exceptions. You can be having an off day, or you just happen to think of a really brilliant move, despite the fact that you may not be as good a player in general. Let's see here. This is very interesting. What do we have going on here? Okay, so what we want to do here, I feel like I want to get this right here because I feel like I want to castle queenside. Oh, now this is interesting. They're offering an opportunity to trade bishops, but I'm not going to let them take my bishop there. Instead, I'm going to slide my bishop back there. So then if they take the bishop, then I open up that file for my rook. Okay, and they did it. So now see, my rook is able to go there. I like the fact that my rook can now move there. So that's kind of the idea there, is to just be kind of freaky. So here I'm going to move my queen there now. Okay, here we go. Whew. Let's see. Classical really is the perfect time control, just because then I have adequate time to think and respond to what my opponent's doing. Alright, so they just moved the queen there. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I try to... Well, that queen can't do anything to me from where it's at right there. Like, it poses no threat to me right now. So instead, I think what I will actually do here is I think that I'm going to move this knight right here. Partly because I want to castle this direction. Or do I want to do that? Okay, right now I don't. I don't necessarily want to do that right now because the queen is right there and then they'll just kill my pawn. So maybe that's not actually a good thing to do. So instead, we're going to move this pawn forward one so that this pawn protects that pawn. Okay. And see, my opponent castled on that side. So I don't really know if I need to change my plans here, because obviously the goal in chess is to checkmate the king. But I usually don't go for quick checkmates, because the truth is, if your opponent knows what they're doing, getting a scholar's mate or a fool's mate is unlikely. So what I prefer to do is I plan for the long game. I plan for the idea that I'm slowly going to start capturing my opponent's pieces without them noticing until I have the advantage, and then just wipe out their army, kill their queen, and eventually checkmate them. So that's basically the style of play that I have. I just slowly wear my opponent down. Now, if I do this, then this pawn is defended only by the rook. Well, we don't have to worry about that just yet. First, I'm going to move this knight right here. I can decide what to do about this queen and these pawns later. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So now we have, let's get this bishop here, and we may trade bishops. Okay, that's fine. Now we did that. Now their rook is going to put my king in check. Just watch, their rook will put my king in check. I just have that feeling. But they haven't moved yet. Yep, see what I said? See, I told you they would do that. Now this means that I can't castle. Unfortunately, I can't actually castle here. I have to move my king. And so, as it turns out, okay, neither of these are really good spaces to put my king. Neither of them are very good. But I'm going to move the king here, I feel like. I feel like I'll do that. I'm not sure if it's better or worse. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, the queen has moved there. And by doing so, that means that they are sort of threatening this knight here. Which is not, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think what I'll actually do, though, here is I'm going to ignore that for now, and I'm going to advance this pawn. And then if they take that pawn, then my knight goes and then captures back. I have a plan, I have something I'm trying to do with this, but I don't know if it's going to work out or not. It's a long shot. It's very risky, but if it works out the way I'm hoping, I'll be able to fork their king and their rook as soon as their queen moves out of the way. So we'll see how it goes. We don't know how this will go at all. This could backfire greatly because you don't know what your opponent's going to do. That's the thing about chess, is you can't just have a 100 win streak, because it's not like Final Fantasy where your characters are over leveled and you just always win because you're more powerful. No, both players start out equally powerful because they have the exact same pieces. If one side always started with 2 queens, then that side would have the advantage. Okay, so I captured there. Okay, so what do we got going on here now? So I can, okay, so I can move this knight here, in which case that knight will probably capture it, and then my rook captures back. So that's not at all bad. Or I could retreat the knight and put it there. I'm not sure what I want to do here. But you know what? I'm gonna go with this. It just feels interesting. So I'm just gonna go with it. It's just the feeling. Like let's try that. So then that happens. So then this rook comes here and captures that. Now I'm attacking that pawn. Now that pawn will advance and defend that pawn. Most likely. That's what I expect. Okay. So now they've done that. I mean, that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. We're going to get this rook lined up right here. That's what we're going to do. There's a reason for that, although it may not be apparent right at the moment. See, the queen can't really put my king in check, nor can the rooks put my king in check without, getting captured by that rook. Okay, so now they've just moved the king over there, which changes things a little bit. It does change things. Um, hmm. So now, here's what I'm wondering. What am I going to do about this? Okay, what we're going to do here, first of all, I'm going to advance this pawn right here, making sure that this pawn can't advance anymore. We're just going to trap these pawns from having any further movement. Okay, now they're trying to attack this rook, meaning this rook will be forced to retreat. So we're going to retreat this rook right over... Oh, I see. I see how it is. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I really don't like that. Because then they just get to... Moving that pawn was probably a mistake there. That was probably a big mistake. But I'm just going to move that there. They're going to take that pawn. There isn't much I can do about it right at the moment. Hmm. Seems obvious that they should take that pawn, but they must be thinking it through very carefully here. They don't want to do it hastily. Okay. So I could do that. Okay, I'm going to move this queen right here. That's what I'm going to do. And that knight is most likely going to come and it's going to put my king in check right there. That's what it's going to do. And then my king will be forced to move, obviously. My king will only have one place to move, but it will have a place to move nonetheless. So I need to be very careful so I don't get checkmated here. But I could possibly win this classical game. I could win it. That's the way this goes. See, the point of streaming and talking about it while I play chess is I like to show the thought process. And my phone is dinging. Let me just see what my phone is dinging about. I hate it when that happens. Someone's texting me, but I am not in the mood for that. Okay. Yeah, if I take that pawn, then their rook takes my queen. So I'm going to capture this pawn right here is what I'm going to do. That's the way it's going to be. I'm just going to capture that pawn because I can. I have to remember to turn my phone to silent mode when I begin streaming because I hate interruptions. I really hate interruptions. Okay, so now we have this situation here. They are trying to attack my queen there. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to move the queen right here into the safe spot. I think that's a good idea. But time will tell whether that's a good or bad idea here. And see, now what's happened is the rooks can't attack my queen right now. The queen can't come over there without getting killed by a rook. The knight can't even put my king in check, because if they do, then my rook kills it and is defended by my queen. So yeah, now I'm actually in a better position than I was just a few moves ago. So I'm currently predicting that I'm going to win this game. My opponent still has not moved. Hmm. You know, the position of that knight is even worse than I first thought. That knight doesn't have any really good options. My opponent is really thinking this one through. Because there's hardly anywhere that that knight can go. Yeah, not a single good spot to move that knight, where it doesn't get captured or otherwise mess things up. The queen can't do anything to me. The rooks can't do anything to me. They have the same pieces. We both have a knight, a queen, a king, and two rooks, and we both have. Okay, they have 5 pawns. I have 5 pawns. We are completely, even at this end stage of the game, we are completely equal in pieces. You know what I predict is going to happen? I predict that my opponent will not even move for the next 18 minutes, and I will win by timeout. Why do I say that? Just because that happened in one of the other Chess of the Day videos I did. I don't know why they do that. Like they just, okay, I was wrong. They actually made a move. Thank God. Because I want to actually finish the game the proper way. So now, okay, so now we get to chase this. Yeah, okay, see now we get to chase this knight away with the pawn. The knight is now going to be forced to move. So where is it going to move to? Because of the location of this knight here, that blocks the knight from going here or here. So my position is actually really good here. This is perfect. I'm going to capture their knight, and then I'll have a piece advantage. Then we'll probably have a war of a few pawns here. Whatever's going to happen there, I'm not sure. Because then they'll be attacking my rook, but whatever, man. We'll manage it. We'll figure it out. And if that knight is gone, then it won't be able to compete with my knight for some of those squares. And leaving even one knight in my possession is extremely dangerous for my opponents, because I seem to be really good at moving those knights. Just give me time and I will fork their king with either their queen or one of their rooks and gain even more material. Okay. Oh, I see what they did there. I see. Okay, now I can't actually capture the knight because to do so would put me in check. And they think that I won't notice that they're trying to attack this rook right here. But I see through that. I see what they did there. So what we're actually going to do, we're going to move this rook right here. Yeah, I'm going to move it right there. I thought about moving it right here and defending this pawn. But honestly, I'm not too concerned about that pawn. I'm just not that concerned with it at the moment. I just need to get it moved so that the queen doesn't just capture it. I thought of a really good move to do in this case. At least I think it's a good move, but I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm really not sure about this one. But it's certainly worth a try. But first, of course, I have to wait for my opponent to actually make a move before I can do anything. Okay, so now they've done that. And now that that queen has moved, see, this is where it gets interesting because now if I capture that knight, then my knight also dies. So I actually need to defend my knight. See, if I move my knight right here, if their knight tries to take my knight, then my queen comes and kills their queen. That's the beauty of it. So I thought this through, and I think that's actually my best move there. But what will they do? What will they try to do to me next? This is getting fun. See, my opponent is taking a long time to make their move, so I still will probably win this game on time, even if I don't checkmate them. And it's really actually rare for my opponent to just time out in classical games, but for some reason, it does happen sometimes. Oh, oh, I see how it is. So now I'm in check, so I can't just like, oh man. Okay, that's nasty. And then their queen can come kill my queen. Oh, I see. And then if I just move my king out of check, then they just kill my knight. So basically, I'm in this weird dilemma here. So I'm basically forced to take this knight with my rook, and I really don't like that. That's what I'm forced to do, basically. That's not good. That is no bueno. I don't like that at all. Okay, that's what I thought they would do. Alright, so now what we're going to do here, we need to, okay, we're going to put them in check right here. I think that's the right thing to do. We're just going to put them in check, buy ourselves some time to think here. They've moved the king over there to the corner, and then we're going to threaten this rook over here. We're just going to threaten that rook, make that rook move. It doesn't really accomplish anything, but it doesn't hurt our situation either, for that matter. where are they going to move that rook to? That is the question here. Okay. So now, okay, how fascinating. Okay, as weird as this may seem, I'm actually going to move the queen here to block the check, and I have a reason for that. Because I'm trying to make it so they don't just put my king in check that other way. I'm going to trade queens, and then I'm going to hope that my trusted knight can find a way to take down those rooks, and I can still win. But I am behind material, because their 2 rooks is much better than my 1 rook, but I have a knight. That knight, if we trade queens here, then that knight right there is going to be the key to how I win the game. It's going to be the secret that unlocks everything. What will their queen do? The queen has not moved yet. Okay. This is just great. I just wait for the queen to move here. Okay. They traded queens with me. So this is where it gets most interesting. Oh, I see now. So now they've taken that. Hmm. I have to find a creative way to do this now. Because their rooks are actually quite dangerous to me. We don't want them to take any more pawns than they already have. That's where it gets difficult. Whew. Okay. Interesting. Well, they're threatening that knight. And I say if they want to take that knight, then, I can let them do that. Let's see here. Let's see here what we got. Oh, they saw through it. They saw it. Yeah, see, that was the idea, was that I was going to let them take my knight and then I was going to checkmate them. But now they made an opening space for their king. Yeah, so they made an escape route. So maybe it's better to leave my leave my rook right where it is. But now this gets great because I get to threaten their rook there. We're going to threaten their rook. my opponent has less time than I do, so the odds are they will time out if they don't hurry it up and make their moves. Oh, I just realized something. I just realized something really bad. They could checkmate me here. Oh yeah, that's not good at all. They could checkmate me if they move the rook here. So okay, I have to, in order to avoid losing my knight, I have to put them in check, forcing their king to move. And then you see, I have to move my king over here so that they can't just checkmate me that easily. So yeah, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. Oh man. Yeah, that's nasty. That is truly a nasty one. So now, what do I do? Okay, we're going to move this knight. Okay. We're going to move this knight right here. That's what we're going to do. I know it seems strange. I'm going somewhere with this. Just trust me on this. But there is a possibility I could lose here. There is a possibility of this. I'm just hoping my opponent makes a good mistake here. Or that they play perfectly, but that I still win on time. Because they've only got like 8 minutes left now. What an epic classical game. Hmm. Okay. So now they do that. They put me in check. Okay. And then they put me in check there. Then I move back to where I was. What is this? What's happening here now? Man, if I could just find a way to take down one of those rooks. Because you can't checkmate with only one rook. But two rooks by themselves, if carefully planned, can in fact checkmate. That's where it gets kind of hard here. Okay, now what are they going to do? Because we could have a forced draw by repetition if we keep moving the king back and forth. So at this point, I'm willing to take a draw because, oh, huh? They literally just sacrificed their rook to take down my knight. Honestly, guys, I'm shocked. I'm actually very shocked. Because now, by doing so, they have made it possible. Okay, I can now defend that pawn. They can't take that pawn anymore. and then I just have to get my king somewhere. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get this rook over here. They're going to try to wipe out my pawns, but see, then I am going to eliminate their pawns also. So there we go. There's that. Yeah. See, that's the thing about this, is now this pawn has a fighting chance to get to the other side. And if it gets to the other side, I get a second queen, and then it will be no trouble to wipe out my opponent. Wow, what an epic classical battle. Okay, so they moved that pawn there. Yeah, see now, that's the thing here. I'm trying to get up here, and I'm going to have my king try to protect this pawn here. That's where it gets weird, because now it's going to get kind of hard for this to happen here. Alright, now what we're going to do here, we're going to move this rook right here. We're going to really try really hard. Yeah, this is difficult. Okay, well, first of all, here's what we're going to do. Well, do I want to do that? Probably not. Actually, the way this is going, yeah, this is not good. Yeah, they're going to get a queen before I do. Oh well, we're just going to go with it. Okay. This is nasty. This is very nasty. Okay, now it looks like I'm going to lose this game. They got a pawn to the other side before I did. I'm really surprised here. I just have to put up a good fight. I just have to put up a really good fight. Maybe I can still win on time, just maybe. If I just put up a fight long enough. Whew. Okay, so now they're trying to do that. Okay. So that works. Okay. So I could do that. Yeah, I don't want to capture that pawn for reasons that I see there. I'm just going to keep moving the king into strange places here in the hopes of still getting my next queen. Okay, so now they're trying to do this. They're trying to... Dude, this is weird. This is like the most epic chess battle Like, what is even happening here? Okay. Yeah, they're determined to not give me a chance to get my queen there. Okay. Okay. They've eliminated that pawn. So now it's my king and rook versus. Oh man. Okay, that's dumb. Okay. They're gonna get a queen before I can get there. So what is happening here? I see what they're doing. They know how to ladder mate here. They know how it works. Yep. They know exactly how it works. Yep. They got me. They got me. Oh man. Okay. So I lost, but that was a really, really epic battle. That was just epic. So I'm going to finish up. I'm going to do a real time. Let's do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a 5-minute crazy house. 5-minute rated crazy house. Just gonna finish up with the crazy house. Win or lose, I am going to end the stream after this crazy house game is done. That's just the way it's gonna be. But I wanted to finish up with some crazy house because I have to say, crazy house is still my favorite chess variant. Okay, here we go. White pieces. White pieces here. Okay. Okay, this is bad. This is stupid. I'm going with the Queen's Gambit. And in Crazy House, the Queen's Gambit is a really bad idea. Interestingly, huh. Okay. All right. I'll capture their pawn. I can do that. So I captured their pawn, and now I'm just going to drop that pawn right back there. How weird. If they had accepted the Queen's Gambit, they could have had added actual, advantage, but they did not do that. So we're going to defend that pawn with that pawn. Ooh, okay. So what are we going to do about this here? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer to trade queens. We're just going to try it. We're going to offer a queen trade. Yep, they take the queen trade. We did that. And now they've done that. So, okay. Now, oh, I see how, wait, I see how it is. Okay. Yeah, I have to use this pawn. They're going to capture, and then my pawn captures, and their bishop kind of has to retreat a little bit. It's kind of what has to happen, I think. Ooh. See, Crazy House has everything chess does, but it also has drops. So if you think about it, it's really premium chess. Like it's chess, but better. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to put this queen right here so their bishop can't actually move. If their bishop was able to move, it would capture that pawn. That's the basic idea. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. So now they've blocked their own movement of their bishop by dropping their own pawn, which I find kind of fascinating. Think about it. So now my queen has to retreat somewhere. My queen is actually going to retreat here back to a relatively safe spot. Partly I want to have my queen protect these spots close to my king. That's kind of the idea. But I also need to mind my time. I need to keep in mind the time things going on here. Okay, actually, first we're going to pin this knight. We're not going to let that knight move. We don't want the knight to move. And now what they've done is they've put that queen there. So we're going to drop this pawn and block the check that way. That's the way to do it. So now we have this case here. So if I were to advance this pawn here, then I'm threatening their queen by the bishop. But does my opponent notice that that bishop is now threatening their queen? Do they even see that that's happening? That's the question. They may not see it. I'm kind of hoping they don't see it. Because if they don't see it, then I'm going to win this game for sure, man. Because that would make it really easy for me. What are they going to do about it? Oh. Oh, I see what they're doing now. Now they're trying to... Oh, wow. Okay. They are trying to get a rook there. And see, I can't really stop that from happening. I can't really stop it from happening. That's the crazy part about this. Okay, first what we're going to do is we're going to put them in check while capturing their knight. That's an essential step. Okay, and then I have to go ahead and I have to capture that queen. That's kind of what I have to do here. Oh man, they're gonna get that. So they just got themselves another queen. That's just the way it is, and I can't stop it. So we're just going to have to. Man, okay, let's not let them take that knight. Let's just not let them take the knight. We don't want that. We don't want that at all. Oh man. Okay, now they're trying to do that. They're trying to. Oh man. So now, okay. So now I'm forced to. Okay, that's sad. Now I am forced to move the king. Yeah, there were. Oh man, there were so many better moves I should have done there. So many better moves. Now they're gonna take my queen. That's the way it's gonna be. Okay, there they did it. Now I am gonna capture their bishop. Is what I'm gonna do. I'm running out of time, guys. This is scary. And they're gonna checkmate me. They're gonna drop a queen right there, and they're gonna checkmate me. Wait, no, not there. That wouldn't checkmate. Okay, now what am I thinking? But They have the material needed to checkmate me. Oh, okay. I'll capture that. Weird. Okay, now they're going there. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Wow. Ooh. Yeah, I mean they can win here. That's not a problem. They can easily win this. They have a second queen they can just drop. See? Okay, so I lost. I lost, but it was an epic game, and I'm tired, and I need to end the stream and go to bed. But at least I can say I did my chess of the day. Oh, my opponent said, "Good game, well played." Yes, thank you. Okay, that's all right. So this stream is just me losing really badly, but it was long, epic games that went on a while with me losing in the end. Still fine chess stream. I just lost both games I played, but it is what it is.